Hi everyone. Today we are going to come across a very important and a very challenging topic because it involves a lot of cramming, the pediatric milestones. So it has been divided by the first aid into three columns and three rows, and they say that from 0 to 12, the child is an infant. I'm sorry, I'm not technically using the word child correctly, but allow me to do that. From 12 to 36 months, he's a toddler, and then from 3 to 5, the preschool one. We're going to throw in some really cool mnemonics to help solidify these concepts in a better way. So let's start with the motor milestones first. Motor milestones in a 1 year old baby, if I just have to give you a journalist view, would be that yes, by the end of 1 year, the baby is going to start to walk. And before that, he does some really cool stunts that actually help him to reach his walking stage. That is what we're going to study here. So the first thing that we need to talk about is when do the primitive reflexes disappear. So the motor reflex disappears by 3 months of age. You make an M, you flip it, it becomes a 3. So the motor reflex disappears by 3 months of age. Remember the word fruit. Let's say I'm going to draw in an apple here. Okay, it doesn't look like an apple, but still. Um, So when you say a fruit, it has the word for in it and the root in it as well. So the fruiting reflex, as I remember it, I'm gonna put in an F in here. The fruiting reflex disappears by 4 months of age. The palmar reflex disappears by 6 months. The word palmar has six alphabets to it, and so does the six in months. The Babinski reflex goes by 12 months of age. Now, this is logical. Like I just said, the baby starts walking by around 1 year of age. So, the normal Babinski reflex in children is down going, right? When you stroke the medial aspect of the sole, the toes, they don't fang out, they rather curve inwards, they tend to go down. This is the normal Babinski reflex in pediatric patients. So if you want to make a child walk, he'll have to lift his foot above the ground, and in order to do that, the Babinski reflex will have to disappear. So by the age of 12 months, that is 1 year, the Babinski reflex disappears so that the child can walk. The posture, for the posture thing, you can always remember this one mnemonic: 2, 4, 6, 8. Let me draw this: 8, 10, and 12. So let's imagine a child who is in a prone position right now. And now we're going to wake up this child and we are going to make him walk. Okay. So, in order to do that, the child will have to lift his head first of all so that he can see actually, okay, here, this is the place I'm going to walk and I'm going to roll. I'm going to lift my head up. So, by the age of 2 months, he starts to lift his head up from a prone position. After that, he's going to roll sideways. He's a really cool person and he's going to roll his head. He's going to roll his body sideways. So, by the age of 4 months, he starts to perform rolling. Once he does that, he will be able to sit. He's going to sit, of course, with a support. So by the age of 6 months, he's going to sit. And once he has learned how to sit, then he will no longer roll, he will crawl. He will crawl by the age of 8 months. And finally, when he has crawled, he will learn to stand with the support by the age of 10 months. And finally, when he has learned standing, he would be able to walk independently by the age of 12 to 18 months. So, yes, that, that really sums up the posture thing. After that, we'll be going to talk about the third area, which is the child starts passing toys hand to hand by 6 months. Now, I really don't have a mnemonic for this. If you guys have, please put it in the comment section. I would love to learn it myself. But however, I do have one for the pincer grasp reflex. Now, the pincer grasp reflex appears by the age of 10 months. If you draw a pin, it really has this number 10 inside it, 1 and 0. So the pincer grasp comes on by 10 months of age, and at this stage, it is an immature one. As child will age, the pincer grasp will solidify, and we'll learn that when the pincer grasp actually develops properly, that is when the child is able to feed himself with a fork and a spoon, which by the first aid says that it's by 20 months. um, the child is able the baby is able to point to objects by the age of 12 months. You can always remember it like by just a simple line. I just remember it as, I am going to point at a place. So when I am pointing, when I'm going to point at a place, the number 12 manifests itself. I'm going. Just imagine this is your finger, and using your finger, you are pointing to a certain place. So when you're pointing to an object, this is when um, the number 12 is actually going to manifest. Hope you understood me. Really silly, but works for me. For the motor milestones, for a baby who is from 1 to 3 years, he's going to take his first steps once his Babinski has disappeared and he has learned to walk. So he starts cruising and takes in first steps by the age of 12 months. After that, he starts climbing upstairs by the age of 18 months. Remember, make the number 8, and you already have a ladder. Just imagine. I mean, a ladder looks like this, right? And a ladder already has that number 8. This is the 1, and this is the 8. So he can climb stairs by the age of 18 months. This is an important formula. You need to just remember that. And when it comes to cutlery, I just remember that a cutlery typically has, if I just ignore the knife, it has a fork and a spoon. So two components to cutlery, and he can feed himself by the age of 20 months. And you can also remember that pencil grasp has not yet matured. Before 1 year of age, he can't really feed himself before 1 year of age. He's able to kick a ball by the age of 24 months. If you can make a K, and you can just imagine a mirror image of the number 4 in it, I think you will be able to get what I'm saying. So yes, so this is 4, and if you just make a mirror image of 4, you can actually imagine that in a K. So he can kick a ball by the age of 24 months. The other milestones between 3 to 5 years are pretty much easy to remember. They are self-explanatory. The child just wants to be free by this age because he has learned so many things, and he just wants to express himself. So the child can drive, the child can draw, the child begins to hop, and he can even groom himself. So he's just getting ready for the world which is awaiting for him. So he wants freedom, and this theme, if you just remember this word freedom, you can actually remember everything which is given in between 3 to 5 years of age. So this sums up the motor milestones, and in the next video we're going to start with social milestones. I hope you have a good day.